Good afternoon, gentlemen. Given that a lot of people can't make it to BFM because of this fucking virus, I thought I'd do like a little chit chat for social media, my step down speech, a little bit of extra, just so people who aren't able to be at the event can don't have to watch it on shaky camera, phone camera footage at the event. So first of all, coronavirus. Lots of events are being delayed or cancelled. The impact on the fetish scene is going to be pretty dramatic. We'll be asked to give up a lot of our favourite events this year, which sucks. However, we're a community where a lot of old and young people mix together freely, and we have a responsibility to the members of the scene who are most at risk. We must take care to protect and support our older and immunosuppressed members at this difficult time. I'm a medical professional, and I beg of you to be mindful in the health and well-being of the wisest members of the community when choosing your travel plans until everything settles down. So I'm sad a lot of people aren't going to be able to be here tonight because of the pandemic. I don't blame people for staying home, but equally I don't blame BFM for pushing ahead with the event based on the current government recommendations. I've heard some people fear-mongering and casting aspersions on the character of BFM's management for not cancelling, and I want to make it really clear that personally attacking an event leader is not an acceptable way of making your point, no matter how passionately you believe in it. On that note, this contest in particular has seen an unprecedented disgusting level of bullying. One candidate chose to withdraw before shortlisting, another candidate received multiple body shaming abuse messages online after shortlisting. So let me make this clear. If you engage in bullying and body shaming, you are not welcome in our community. We will be stronger without you. Now, speech. So when I was elected, I thought of myself as new guard Leatherman. I saw a clear divide between the old guard and the new guard, and I thought that was fundamentally irreconcilable. I was wrong. Over the course of this year, I've sat and talked to old and young alike, and I've come to the conclusion that there is no old guard, there is no new guard. We come to this community with the same values and aspirations and can and do work together all over the country to make the leather scene a great place to be. The protocol books talk about values of the leather scene: honour, integrity, duty, community, trust. But what use are those if you only mutter them into your pints during the social? What use are they if we don't shout them from the rooftops, if you don't live them with every breath? This year, I've endeavoured to carry our community's values outside of our community, to reach out to the outsiders and stand up for the less well-off. This year has been about hard graft out in the real world, showing the world that not only do we belong at Pride, but we are as strong as our forebears who first fought at Pride, and we are allies for the people going through that fight today. We are men of our word. When we say we believe in honour and integrity and community, we stand by that. If this what has enraged a section of the community who prefer to shut themselves off from the world and stand around looking sultry as our allies suffer, I will not apologise. This is the campaign on which I was elected. And when I stood on stage a year ago, I was not expecting to win. I don't come from title holder material. I stood as an activist. I stood as a troublemaker, a non-bluff guy to shake up how the rest of the queer world sees Leathermen. And surprisingly, it turned out that people in that room that night and the judging panel wanted to see what a shit-stirring activist could do with the title. I stood on a 3-point manifesto. 1, to push back against this rising tide of neo-moralism that wants to close darkrooms, that decries fetish men at Pride as being a danger to children. 2, was to celebrate the diversity and inclusivity of the whole fetish scene. And 3, was to support and grow the number of regular events happening across the UK. And I'm pretty pleased with what we as a community have achieved in all of those areas. I've been able to witness and support the groundswell that's been the UK bootblack scene. When I became Mr. Leather UK, bootblacking was hardly on my radar. I never expected it to be something I would consider as a legacy, and yet it might be one of the most important movements we have in the scene at the moment. We're encouraging community and cohesion and learning in the guys that look after our gear. Remember, tip your bootblacks. Cold, hard cash. It helps them to pay for the products that they use and allows them financial space to practice at home so they can be the best they can be. Last weekend, our brother Alistair became the UK's first European bootblack, the first out trans guy from the UK to hold any community title. I hope he's going to carry the torch for the UK bootblacking community and continue to build capacity and understanding after everyone stops listening to me. Now, in the last year, I've been delighted to help welcome a legion of trans leathermen to our community. Having spoken up for trans people so unequivocally, I found many people who'd been avoiding the scene because they felt they wouldn't be welcomed. I say then and I say now to anyone standing on the edges of our scene, you are welcome. You belong. The UK is becoming a more difficult place for LGBT people on the whole. The reality for many young people in this country is one of poverty and homelessness. Queer homelessness is today's Section 28. 1 in 3 homeless young people is LGBT. This year I've been privileged to set up a relationship with the Outside Project, which is the UK's only LGBT homeless shelter. The London Fetish Men launch event alone raised over £850 for that project. Manchester Leather Weekend raised £1,500 for the Mayor's LGBT Homelessness Project. This weekend is raising for AKT, the Albert Kennedy Trust, which provides housing support and mentorship programs for LGBT young people who are struggling. Leathermen are leading the way in this, and we should be proud of our achievements. When we come together with shared purpose, the leather scene is as strong as it has ever been. When we divide ourselves up into cliques, we achieve nothing. Our fraternity and shared purpose are the glue that brings us together. Young or old, dom or some, old guard, new guard, Glasgow, Brighton, we are all leathermen. Thank you for giving me this sash for a year to wear. Thank you to everyone who's helped me with this title. Thank you to the people in the fantastic brands who've helped us out over the course of this year. Clone Zone, Regulation, Prowler Red. These guys have been the best support I could ask for. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of this journey for me, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the future. Take care.